the interview process. Conducting an interview via phone versus email or versus Skype chat, which can also be like instant messaging. I'm going to give you my personal thoughts on this, and Gary can share his with you later. If I'm going to have someone answer phones from my business, I definitely must speak to them. You need to judge their phone presence to see if their phone mannerisms are in sync with how you want your phone calls handled. If I'm hiring someone to do administrative work for me, like internet research or writing articles, I still like part of the interview to be over the phone, even if it's just to put a voice to a name. I have virtual assistants in the Philippines, and one virtual assistant in particular, she doesn't speak the clearest of English, and despite that, she's amazing. She gets assignments done before the due date, she's accurate, and she's thorough. I interviewed her both by phone and via Skype chat, mostly because our phone connection wasn't that good. If a VA just wants to be interviewed via email, I'm always somewhat skeptical that they may have someone else answer my questions. I've done it this way before and it's worked out, but my preference is still for a phone interview. Again, Gary can share his thoughts with you later on this. Interview several VAs. Give them all the same assignment, and when the results come back and you see the quality of their work, you can keep the top of the pack of the virtual assistants that you've given the assignment to. Again, that particular instruction there is probably more applicable to administrative tasks than assigning somebody the task of building your website. Questions you should consider asking during an interview are, have they done this type of work before? Is this the type of assignment they would like to do? This particular question will go a long way in vetting out someone who doesn't want to do the assignment that you're asking them to do. It saves a lot of time and allows you to move on to the next person. What technology applications do they have? For example, you might want to ask what version of Microsoft Office do they have installed. One note about this is that you shouldn't necessarily have to buy any machines or software for a virtual assistant. If they're going to create PowerPoint presentations for you, they should have Microsoft Office. If they're going to make any long distance calls for you, however, you may want to think about picking up the costs associated with that. Ask for a sample of work. If they're new, they may not have a sample, but I wouldn't let this discourage you from hiring them. You can ask them to create a sample for you, and if you want, you can offer to pay them for it, which might actually be a best practice. I've personally hired virtual assistants without any sample of work, and they've turned out to be excellent people to work with. Ask for a reference. Ask for a contact name and telephone number. You may get one or both. I highly recommend definitely contacting them. Some questions you may want to ask a reference is, did the virtual assistant complete the work on time? Were your emails answered in a timely fashion? You'll get good insight from a reference regarding what it'll be like to work with a particular virtual assistant. Again, if the virtual assistant is new, they may not have a reference, but I wouldn't let this be a deterrent to hiring them. You might just want to try it out, and you may get lucky like I did. If you'd like to listen to additional videos on working with virtual assistants, you can go to virtualadministrativeassistantinfo.com. On that website, we also give information about the company that we use to hire all of our virtual assistants.